right, it's Sunday, April 28th, 2013, and we just got a new package of bees to install into one of our existing beehives that we lost the bee colony from this last winter. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about when you get a package of bees and what to do. It's kind of after the fact because I already installed the bees, but we'll just talk about it real briefly here. This is the type of container that a package of bees come in. And when I say a package of bees, there's two ways you can order bees. You can order a package, or you can order what's called a nuc, and it's spelled N-U-C. The package bees have a queen, and she is in her own little screen cage, little tiny box, and they hang the queen just from a wire in her little box in the top of the package here. And then there are thousands and thousands of worker bees that are packaged with her. And the queen is new to this little microcolony of bees, which is why she is in her little cage, because they haven't quite all decided that she is the queen for their colony. And so when they ship them, they put a brand new queen in with a new group of worker bees, and they keep them separated so that the worker bees don't inadvertently kill the bee while they're in transit to you. But because the queen is in that little screen cage, she is emitting off her pheromones, and the worker bees are getting accustomed to her and deciding that she is their queen. And so it gives them, that shipping time gives them a little bit of time to get acclimated to each other. So this is just, as you can see, just a small little screened in simple box. And when I picked it up yesterday, it was just full of bees inside of it, but they were very intent on what that queen was doing and staying close to her. And they also had a can of, you can see right inside there, they also had this can of sugar water that they suspend in there, and it fits just exactly, get the foil out of the way here, fits just in down like this, and then rests right inside that little frame, and that is what feeds the bees while they're being shipped to you. And as you can see, the can just has a little bit of gauze and a little tiny screen in there, and it just gradually is oozing out that sugar water, and I can still hear there's some water in there. And so that's what's feeding the bees while they're being shipped, because they don't have any honey or anything inside of this box while they're shipping to you. So then when you get the bees, you just peel back the foil, pull out the can, and take the little queen box right out of there, and she's just hanging right on the top here. And what I did was I inserted her little box, and you leave her in there when you insert into the hive, and I just inserted it in between two of the frames that were in the beehive in the brooder box. And then once I got those frames placed back down into the hive, then went ahead and just took this with the can out of it and turned it upside down and set it over the top, and then just shook it real firm a couple times like that, and you get a lot of the bees out that way, and they're immediately again looking for the queen and going to be close to her and surround her. And so they're really actually pretty docile. I had the smoker going, and I had that sitting close by, and I had given them a couple whiffs of smoke, but they really had no interest whatsoever in what I was doing. They are just trying to figure out where that queen is and how they can get to her and protect her. And so you leave her hanging in that box inside the hive for overnight, a day or so, and the little queen box will come two ways. Either it just has a cork in it, and if there's a cork, then you need to take that cork out and put in, say, a little bit of a hard candy or something like that in there, and then put her back in, so that they kind of gradually start working away, eating away that candy, getting that hole open, so that the workers and the queen are still getting acclimated to each other and accustomed to each other. And by the time they get her out, they're ready for her to go ahead and start going to work in the hive, and they're not going to be attacking her or anything like that. Or it might just come with the little candy plug in it. and not a cork but a candy plug. And if there's a candy plug in there, sometimes that candy plug is a really hard piece of candy, and there have been situations where people have just put her in like that to eat through the candy, and the candy plug is so hard that they couldn't actually get her out in time, and the queen has perished because she starved to death inside of there. So what they suggest in that situation, if your queen comes with a little candy plug, then just take a little knife or something, whittle through part of it, help her out a little bit, but leave some of it in there, so they kind of have to work towards getting her out. So yesterday I put the package of bees into the hive just with the cork in the queen's box, and then this morning I went back and I had a little candy plug, and I took that out, put the candy plug in, and put her back in her little cages. So now they'll start working her out, and I'm hoping that within a few hours they'll have her out, and I'll come back and check and make sure she's out. And if she isn't, then I'll probably give her a little additional help in getting out, and then she should be going to work for the hive.